Doing a research project, sometimes you involve the internet and you're trying to find good sources, credible sources, accurate information, and sometimes it's hard to know what to look for and what are the really best things to be using. So I'm just going to go over with you for a few minutes some ways that you can evaluate website sources and find credible information right from the Atwater High School website. If you click on the Library tab, it'll take you to the main library page. On the main library page, there are lots of resources for you. You can start with the research column here and find information on MLA format and citation. And right here, the second link involves academic databases and credible info. So let's check that first. On this page, you'll find links to academic databases. Databases give you relevant, current information, and it's more effective than general web searching because it narrows the results to exactly what you need instead of billions of general hits. If you use any of these databases on this page, the password that you'll need is listed right here for you for the particular resource. There are others down below, and again with the username and password listed if you're going to use the resource. Also, there are sources of credible information listed below the database links toward the bottom of the page, and any of these links can give you some great information for a variety of research projects. Any of these sources also will automatically cite your source in MLA format, which is really great for that works cited page at the end of your project. If you do general web searching through Google, you're going to want to make sure you take yourself through a website evaluation checklist, which you can find right here. So let's take a quick look at what that looks like. When you click that link, it brings you to this quick little form that can help you determine if your source is good enough to use for your paper. So here's a few quick questions for you to ask if you find yourself on a general website. What's the name, the URL, the domain? Is it a .com, .edu, .gov? .com generally means that the website has something for sale, and generally that's not a source that you would be involving in a research project. You're going to be wanting to look for an edu or a gov or maybe even a .org type of website for better information than a .com typically. What organization sponsors the information, and when was the website last published or updated? That's important in terms of accuracy and relevancy. Here are some additional questions you should ask yourself. A quick yes or no will give you some great information as to whether the source is good or not. Is the purpose of the website clearly stated on the home page? Yes or no? And you can take yourself through these questions you find on the checklist. There's not too many here. And when you get to the bottom, you can evaluate how many red answers did you circle or do you have left. Red answers equal red flags and wouldn't be pointing toward a good source to use for your project. This is basically the criteria you're going to want to consider. The accuracy of the page, the authority of the page, that means the credentials of the person who put the information together. Is that a trustworthy, knowledgeable person with a background to state that they know what they're talking about? What about the objectivity of the page? Is there accurate information there with limited advertising? Is the information presented in an objective way and not clearly slanted one way or the other? What about the currency of the page? Is it up to date and had been updated regularly? Are the links up to date? What about the coverage of the information? Is it thorough? Is it in depth? If you consider all of these areas and you don't have too many red responses to the checklist above, then you might have a source that works for your project. So I would encourage you to use this list. When this checklist opens in your Google Drive, if you just click the File, Make a Copy, this checklist will open inside your Google Drive, and then you can go ahead and edit on this form and actually use it. Couple other quick notes about this website. You can find MLA information, formatting citation on this page. As I mentioned, just go to the page and scroll down and you'll see some presentations and links that you can go to, also about paraphrasing, effective search techniques, plagiarism. There's even a free online plagiarism checker that you can copy and paste your text into and make sure that you have paraphrased correctly and not just copy pasted information that wasn't created by you. And lastly, if you click on the digital tools area, you can find lots of helpful links for you. These are direct links to various sources, such as OWL Purdue, which is an online writing lab. Lots of tips there. RefDesk will also give you some credible links to go search out. EasyBib for some citation help. This evaluation wizard is another way to evaluate websites. A couple of quick, simple steps to go through there. Some copyright information for you so that you can remain legal, responsible, ethical user of information. If your project involves needing music, here's a link to some legal music for videos or multimedia projects that you might be creating. So these are just some areas I'd like to draw your attention to for your project. Google Scholar is also a great place too to search for information. If you have any further questions, please talk to your librarian, Mrs. Garman. I would be happy to help you at any time. Thanks very much.